Today's project, I have a snowplow for a skid steer. It has a broken part. You might be able to see it right there. This 1/2-inch bar that the hydraulics connect to allow the blade to turn left or right. My initial assessment is that this is way under welded. This is a 1/2-inch plate. This is a 1/2-inch plate. And as you can see, the weld is barely even noticeable. So the weld is super undersized. And just by looking right here, there's zero penetration. I mean, that is flat. That weld just peeled away. So undersized weld, no fusion. And the fact that it even lasted this long is kind of impressive. So the first steps that I'm going to do, I'm going to take the blade off, lay it off to the side, so that way I have accessibility. And then we'll see what other problems there may be. Now we can really get a good look at what's going on here. And unfortunately, I think most of the problem was just the welding was terrible. As you can see, this whole weld bead came right off of here. And same on the other side. Zero penetration. So the fact that it made it any amount of time is kind of impressive. Now this portion, this is all one continuous piece. It actually comes up here like so, it goes that way. It just busted here, and that might just be due to a sharp corner right here instead of a rounded edge. Same over there. And well, not only is that weld undersized, I can see the porosity in it. See those little cavities? Crap. So I guess I would blame this failure on poor craftsmanship and maybe flawed design. So I'm going to put this up on the operating table. We'll get it cleaned up, do the repairs, and get it out the door. All of the cleanup of the parts and Scotch tape welds are now done. So I cleaned all the way back to here. Same on the other side. I'm going to re-weld all of that. This plate that the cylinder is attached to, it was bent. So I went ahead and put that in the press and straightened it out as good as I could. These are clean. So now we start the reassembly and welding process. So I'll start by fitting everything together. I need to pull these in, tack those, and then put in the center plate, tack it, put in the bottom gusset pieces for the middle plow bolt. Get that all lined up, and then it'll just be weld, 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 and that should take care of it. Probably put in a splice plate on the back here, just for a little extra reinforcement. And as soon as that is done, then I'll put the blade back on, and this project will be finished. So let's get going on the welding. That end is still bent out a ways. Might have to go try to smash that back in because it's got a curve in it still. Let me try to press that down a little bit. Okay, got it back out of press. It's not perfect, nor should we think it's going to be, but it's a lot closer. So I'm going to clean that up because I think I'm going to weld on the bottom here too. Yeah, there was at one time. I got to clean that up as well. Give you a little close-up of kind of what I'm looking at. So there's the gap. A lot of that was taken out with grinding, and it is bent a little bit. But I don't think that's going to have much of an impact. And So here are the splices. I'm gonna go through and really bevel that out a little bit more. Kind of probably the same thing on that side. And then I'll weld it fully, and we'll get onto the bottom too. And then I'll probably put, like I said, after that's welded all the way down, just put another plate right there on each side of that crack just for extra reinforcement. Okay, so that the first pass is done. Since there were some deeper valleys in there from all the loss of material, I think I'm gonna do 2 more passes just to be sure that this problem doesn't happen again. So clean that up, 2 more passes, then we'll do the underside, stand it up straight, fill in these cracks, then put on these gussets. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So I put a bar through here just to keep the eyes of these gussets all aligned, so that way they're not wonky. I mean, the holes are more than big enough for the bolt. It's fairly oversized, but it's just a little trick that I like to use. Okay, the repairs are done, so let's get a close up on what we did. So there's the welded back, splice plate on this side, continuation of the weld, other splice plate, weld, gussets in center, re-welded, and yeah, actually some welds that are an appropriate size. So now it's on to just putting it all back together, and we'll see the end product soon. There you have it. Looks like this will work out just fine. As soon as they hook up the hydraulics, they'll be able to rotate it, left and right. Definitely a manufacturing issue here, because as I look around, it's like where the breakage happened, all the welds are undersized. I am not going to be surprised if something else towards the rear breaks, but it is what it is. That's how you repair a snow blade if you have catastrophic failure. So until next time.